Look, we've talked a lot about exciting hardware. We've talked about the future of cameras, the organization of pixels into bins. It's been great.
Yep.
I'd like to ruin that all
excited.
by talking about a merger.
But first,
Oh, yeah.
Because we never forget.
every week.
Sorry. America's falling apart. It's over, Paul. Do it anyway. You do a segment every week.
It's called.
I can't believe I forgot.
It's fine. It's called Bring Back Bump. Because the very important feature that we forgot to mention is that Samsung has reinvented AirDrop, which Google has tried to reinvent like a couple times. Reinvent is not the correct word for this, but you know what I mean. People have files on their phones, and they want them to be on other people's phones also. Apple has solved this internally inside of its ecosystem. Nobody's really solved this on Android. I was not even aware that there was a feature in Android to do this in the Files app. I don't know. And now Google's kind of working on another thing, but now Samsung has its own, what's it called, Quick Share. So Samsung's working on Quick Share. So I'm guessing this is going to be between Samsung phones. All I'm wondering is like why, like if you don't remember, Bump was early on in the Apple App Store ecosystem. There was this app. You'd put it on your phone, and if you and somebody else both had it open, you'd physically bump your phones into each other. And then the Bump app would check your location and who else had bumped at the exact same time, and then it would transfer contact information.
This was the first original misuse of cloud computing resources.
It's really terrifying if you think about it now.
You know how it's like we got to turn on this light bulb by sending a command to like Amazon Web Services, and then it's going to send it back to a local device or network.
Hey Paul, can I just tell you what happened to Bump?
Google Bump.
Google Photos is what happened to Bump.
But all of this to say is like Bump, as messed up as that was,
we're going to track your accelerometer, send it to a cloud server along with your location.
It was a method of sending information from one phone to another. Something that Palm, like we bring up this ad like every other episode, but Palm solved with IR beaming, right? Like, but nowadays, unless you have an Apple phone and someone else has an Apple phone, people don't really know how to send files directly between phones. And so I just think, all our phones have NFC now. There should be some protocol.
Bring back Bump.
Yeah, you just touch two phones and it says like, hey, we saw that you just touched phones. Here are some services that you both have.
Yeah.
Do you want to engage in any of them?
That was called Android Beam, and it was so bad that Google just quietly killed it. Yeah. And they're supposedly working on a new replacement, and it may or may not work, universally across Android phones. It may or may not work across like Windows or Chrome OS. Meanwhile, Samsung's like, well, whatever. Then they just built their own. It works across Galaxy phones, and they also they're just doing a free link service where you can just upload up to 5 gigabytes a day to their cloud, and they'll just live in their cloud for anybody to download for 24 or 48 hours or something. So you can share files that way to people that don't have Galaxy phones. Also, I'm hijacking your segment to talk about
that's fine.
The Bluetooth sharing feature. Have you heard of this?
No.
So here's a problem. You're driving in your car, and your friend is sitting in the passenger seat, and your friend wants to play music on the Bluetooth on your car. What do?
Yes.
Well, if they pair to the Bluetooth of your car, then your phone's going to get unpaired, and that's a hassle. So what if, imagine if, instead of pairing to your car, they could pair to your Galaxy phone? And then once that happens, they are able to use Wi-Fi Direct to stream the music from their phone to your phone, and then your phone uses Bluetooth to stream it to your car's speakers.
I mean, okay. So that sounds horrible, but
you don't have to imagine, Paul, because it's real.
They're doing the work, because that's what I'm saying. All that's happening is like, I'm a friend in a car and I want to play music, right? And these tech companies, I don't care how they do it. They got to solve the problem. Samsung at least is putting in the effort.
I just want to at this time point out that there was a 100-year-old hardware interconnect standard that never failed.
8-track.
It was there. It was fine. It worked really well across every device.
Also worked for file transfers with the iPod Shuffle.
There you go. maybe we extended it too far with that one. I'm just saying, it is amazing that we're like, we got to get rid of this port so that we can send music over Wi-Fi, so that we can send music over Bluetooth. Again, destroying the battery under Samsung Podcast.
No, then you put them. They charge each other when you put the backs together.
It was really good, the headphone jack. It did a lot without. How do we add more computers to music? The Samsung executives said that day. I don't even. Now I'm just out of juice. All right.
Sorry.
T-Mobile was allowed to buy Sprint.